What's going on, Kaizen? Today we're here with another Tier 2 console game between Easy Crew and Bubble Up. I'm joined here with Bagel. Bagel, say hi.
Hi.
You know, this is looking to be a very exciting game, I can't lie. Easy Crew is really just the top contender for this Tier 2 console league. Bubble Up,
I think they're undefeated.
Bubble Up were the number 1 seed originally, kind of the favorite from the other bracket. However, they did have some unfortunate luck with, I believe they had a Smurf that they didn't know about, so they lost a couple of games there from that, fell in the seeding, so they've had to play through that first round, but they've made it through to the second round of the winners bracket.
Yeah, I hope it's a good game. Hope a map 5 thriller.
I'm excited to see what some of these guys are going to play, but as normal, there's a couple of heroes that these guys aren't going to be on today. From the side of Easy Crew, we had a Hog Mercy ban, which I don't know about the Hog here. Maybe they're just scared of being hooked off the map a little bit. And from Bubble Up, we had Lucio Anna again with the Lucio, maybe a little bit scared of being booped off the map, but we'll see how this goes.
Right, so we've got some different comps going. We've got a BAP, both teams running the Juno, because I'm assuming the Lucio ban. But we've got a Pharah versus a Venture, and then a Reaper versus a Soldier, and then the Queen versus the Ram. I feel like Ram is really good right now, so we'll see how Mackin does on the Ram.
Yeah, but this Pharah pick into Blizz, which is one of the most kind of well-known hit scans, I'd say, for a Soldier primarily, so we'll see if Redacted can do anything against that. Easy Crew trying to take this. Oh yeah, go on.
Sorry. No, you can go ahead. It's fine.
I say, Easy Crew trying to take this mega side here, but a fight's breaking out over here next to point.
I think they
trade from both supports.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scrappy fight, and I think the Queen comp is pretty good in this for the purpose of like just living. But yeah, no, the Ram, the Reaper, and the Soldier just also living through this all.
Yeah, the fight started off very 50-50, both teams getting a pick and a second pick, but then Blizz just managed to clean up everything after that.
Yeah, I feel like the Venture is really good for like just cleaning up kills, opposed to like the Reaper, and the Pharah's spam damage is. If the Pharah can get set up and not take too much damage from the Baptiste and the Soldier, I think the Pharah could get loads of value. But Redacted swapped over to SOH, which is probably more common to see with this comp.
Yeah, well, I mean, that fight was over before it even really started. 2 picks instantly there. Bubble Up didn't even have a chance to set up for anything. Both teams breaking out into fight early. Kiri falling low, unfortunately, but luckily backed out. Immortality forced out, though. And 3 picks instantly from Easy Crew. Again, this just doesn't seem Bubble Up are able to get anything going here. It's just all in the side of Easy Crew right now. Not really any struggle.
I feel like Easy Crew are punishing every single setup they're having before they could, before Bubble Up can set up for a fight. I think Easy Crew just get there before them and then take that fight on, and so they're not pretty ready for that.
Yeah, Fenrir TP'd up onto this Baptiste, forcing him off the high ground, but falling low. Darb able to just retake that high ground instantly, and Blizz finding Fenrir early again with his first pick. Every single fight it seems, and it's just domino effect from there, everyone dying. But the Queen ult has come out. We'll see if they can do anything with this, but it seems like it's just nothing going on.
That was actually a pretty good fight though. Easy Crew though. They took off the Reaper, like they saw the TP. They were able to kill him off, and you know, the rest of the team was pretty split off. It was pretty good from them.
Yeah, well, the 100-0 win right there. People, I don't really think they were expecting much less from Easy Crew here as that #1 seed compared to the #3 seeded, I want to say, or 2 seeded Bubble Up. So we'll see if they can find anything, get anything going in this second sub map on Ilios. But from the way that went, I can't see anything really changing right now.
The cool thing about this site is, well, I'm saying that like there's not 100
So,
goalies.
Easy Crow are going for
Wait
like
till
a
you see
little more brawly team comp with the Brig Juno backline. And I think
Yeah.
Bubble Up are going for like a more damage with the Bat Kiri.
Yeah, well, I mean, Macken, he does tend to be leaning more towards those brawl tanks that Ram. Clearly, I say, being his best hero, so they just want to stay on that, keep to their comfort. You know, they know how to play these comps, they know how to play into these other comps. I don't see there's any reason for him to not play this Ram here.
So if the Genji, the Tracer, and the Winston all can get on their times, I feel like they could punish the Bat quite a bit.
And speaking of, the Bat just died right there.
They need to clear out this Venture though. They need to finish off these kills, because the Ram will live out long enough, and the Venture can keep using abilities.
Yeah, well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Bubble Up are actually using a fill tank here.
Yeah, that might be
I'm not 100% sure.
Might be slightly off.
You know, maybe it's going to take them a map or two, potentially, to get into the swing of things a little bit here, get on each other's wavelength. But it might just be a case of that, them being down their tank, they're not able to get anything going at all. But taking this height on the right side, nothing really going on here. It's all just kind of really slow, playing how Easy Crew want it to be played. They just want to bunker down with this Ramatra and not let them do anything, which is just, they're just playing straight into their hand here.
Yeah, I feel like they're just like the Ram is just playing for point, and they're working out for them.
Bluzz does fall early, however, Macken able to find two to answer straight back. Pulse Bomb comes out from Redacted, not able to catch anyone there. But Easy Crew again, just these fights, there's not really any kind of contest coming from the side of Bubble Up. We have got to change onto the Doomfist though from the Monkey. We'll see if that can make any difference here. Maybe he could find an early pick onto this bat but he's playing so far back, I can't see him being able to really do anything.
See, what I like about Easy Crew is that they're all bunched up together. They know that if they play a bit more split up, then the Doomfist, the Tracer, and the Genji can really capitalize on that. So like, they're all pretty grouped up.
Oh, Bubble Up does manage to find both supports early on. Blade coming out
nice
from
Blade as well
Fenrir.
to finish off the kill.
Don't know if it was quite needed, but you know, you'll take one ult just to clean up that fight. Finally, Bubble Up getting
for a
percentage.
fight win and point. I'd take the Blade for the
Oh,
win of the
100%.
fight ult. Yeah, I think that was a good play out
finally-
of the pen.
Yeah, finally able to get some percentage here. Will they be able to take this snowball into it, taking the entire point? But this finding Quit early and Bunny, both supports down.
Oh, that's very unfortunate to lose both supports, especially since they had ults, and those ults could have, you know, kept them the fight going on, kept them the point.
Yeah, well,
I think it'd be really hard
we'll have to see if they can
over.
get a touch here and maybe win this fight back. They've got the contest, but all ults are just getting dumped straight into this fight. But Easy Crew did have the advantage there, and they just managed to clean up. Not quite a flawless victory here, but a victory nonetheless.
I agree. I think the Venture was quite. Yeah, I was gonna say the Venture's been quite an issue. I feel like Dift has been on like hiding in corners on angles, and then been able to pick off like 1-2 picks every fight.
Yeah, it just seemed like he did that 6-7 fights throughout this entire
I agree.
game.
Like 6-7 fights were quite one out from like just an early pick taken off by one of the DPS from Easy Crew.
Well, anyway, we're going to go to a short break here, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, Kaizen. We're coming into this second map now. Any takeaways? Have you got any takeaways from that first map, Bagel?
I thought the Venture was really good, and I thought the Soldier was really good. That's why the Soldier, I believe, is banned this time. I think the Brawl from Easy Crew is so much better, and it's actually really like you can tell that the synergy's there with them. I think having a ringer for their tank for Bubble Up has kind of like put them down a little, but hopefully they can bring it back this map. Because I know Macken is probably going to be on the Ram, since that's like I think he's like one of the best Ram players in Tier 2.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, as you said, that Venture Soldier was really oppressive in that first map, which is the reason why I'm assuming Bubble Up has banned both that Venture and the Soldier for this map. And from the side of Easy Crew, they've banned JQ and Cass. So I don't know if I'm assuming obviously Azure might be, even though he's a Phil, they know him as a bit of a junk queen player, so they're just trying to get rid of that and make sure he can't play it.
I believe that might be the case as well. The May with the Reaper, I think that'll be quite interesting to see. I feel like this is gonna be like I'm waiting to see like a really good wall to happen, to punish either the Hog or the Bastion or anyone who's too close. I like the Lucio speed with the BAP as well. I think the Easy Cruiser comp that we see more often, whereas the Bubble Up comp is something new. I hope it'll be interesting to see it work out.
This Hog pick, that's one that's surprising to me, especially just into the comp that they're running. You know, they're on this Bastion, which, you know, one of my favorite heroes to be running out here on this.
I've seen you play Bastion on this map about 6-7 times.
6-7 times for real, yeah. You know, get 6-7 kills in the first fight.
Yeah.
But Blizz falling low early there.
Early is actually really good for them.
Yeah, and Dift taken away. He's just been kidnapped there by Azure and just taken out, assassinated instantly. And again, maybe there's a reason why they banned the Hog on that first map. He's already making a huge impact here. But Blizz managed to find one, but Fenrir taking out Macken.
And that's the red, the Mercy red.
Fenrir with a second.
The Hog paying dividends. No wonder why it was banned map one.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird, you know. We're now on, if anyone didn't know, first map we were on NA ping, which goes in the side of Bubble Up. They've lost that pretty easily. But now we're on the EU ping, and they're finally, you know, they're coming to life a little bit here.
I see a Sombra come out. So the Sombra is going to play a little more into stopping the Mercy's razzes, you know, try and like hack the Hog. Oh, we might have a grouping from one of the channel points. I've lost my kind of thought as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just got completely thrown off there. You know, we had a Summit come in from the sideline saying that we had to say greetings. But
I just love Winton, bro.
Back to the action anyway. But that fight, Blizz managed to assassinate that Baptiste early, but it does seem like they managed to lose it in the end. They're just having to give up a bunch of space here.
Oh, the Sombra pick from Brit was actually really good. And that was a good beat. I like the... Okay, so I feel like Easy Crew might have used a bit too much ult, but I like the fact that they used it in layers instead of, you know, all pressing it at the same time.
All dumping it straight into the same thing.
Yeah, I think they noticed that they lost one pick early with the Sombra, and they saw that the immortality was forced out as well. So they were like, you know what, we can capitalize on this, and they beat it, and they started pushing in, and they used use the Hog ult as well. I think that beat for Hog ult was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even though they, you know, used 3 ults there, they've still got 2 big ults. They've got that EMP, which is really, you know, whenever that EMP comes out, it should just be an automatic fight win, realistically. Hog playing on this left side, though, trying to find a sneaky little hook onto someone in the back line. EMP comes out, finds 4, takes out 1, but gets traded out instantly. Blizz finding Bwit. But now it's just all kind of gone dead. Bubble Up backing up a little bit. Macken hooked in, which is probably the worst target you could physically pick to get a hook, as he wasn't even low HP.
This might be a really long... Actually, never mind. They actually pulled it back. I thought this would be a stagger, and I thought it'd be really bad of a stagger, but that immortality is pretty good and great. Now, the ult to work with, the Mail is actually something they could turn with. If Mac can build up the Ram ult in time, maybe the Mail with that window might be able to turn it around.
Window comes out of here. Now you do manage to find three from it. Huge window there.
The window and the hog ult used for the Ram ult. I would take this fight, and we've seen Soldier.
Yeah, and you know,
swap to Ash.
This Easy Crew doesn't really have many ults to fight back here. They, you know, Bubble Up, they have 3 ults to use here. They have that Mail, which is again just another fight-winning ult that they could potentially use.
See, I like
Bastion ult comes out early.
I was expecting the Bastion ult to be late and use the mate and the Bastion ult to just like unit confirm point, but they've used the Mercy and the Bastion ult to confirm point, and the Bastion ult getting a pick before just completely secured it. Maybe the Mercy ult wasn't needed, but you know, if once you're on a roll, like I think they just want to keep that momentum going. So yeah, I'm not too against it right now.
No, it does seem like, you know, even though Easy Crew had momentum from that first map, winning it basically perfectly, Bubble Up have just managed to, they've got some new kind of energy or something. They haven't made it. They've only made 1 swap here on their teams, but they've managed to just completely flip the momentum here on Easy Crew. You know, winning most of these fights. Easy Crew not really been able to find anything at all unless they've had to use a lot of ults just to win 1 fight. Whereas it does seem like this Bubble Up side has a bit of a better ult economy overall, which is, you know, but which is why they've been winning all these fights, it seems. But they have just lost that last fight using all the ults that they had left, unfortunately.
Oh, the Lucio got picked out early. I feel like this is a like engagement for them. They can, you know, start walking forward.
Yeah, but
you see the 2 tanks fighting against each other. The SOH picking off one. That is a great.
And a pulse bomb. Diff just cleaning up now after these first couple early not cleaning up, but getting in there trying to make something happen. Macken going in early with that Ram ult, almost finding the Mercy. Diff managed just to get a last couple seconds there. Yeah, that's a nice fight there, only using the Ram and the Tracer.
I think if the fight went a bit quicker, I think it would have been better for Bubble Up. But I don't mind them, you know, waiting for them to use their ults, because the Ram ult might have been a bit extra, and they can capitalize on it with the window and the hog ult again, because they don't have anything to counter the hog ult.
Yeah, they got that fight really early, but they all just seem to play really slow there, not pushing in at all, just letting Easy Crew stabilize a little bit.
I like how Diff is always on like that sneaky angle, like up top here, hiding, waiting for like an opportunity to go in. And
yeah, he's just great positioning there.
That Bob use was actually really good as well. Just completely cancelled out all that space created from the hog ult.
Yeah, but you know, although I was saying that, you know, Bubble Up had momentum, they were winning lots of these fights, it does seem like Easy Crew have finally found their stride here, showing us what they can actually do.
The defense on this third point is actually really, like, I think it's really favored. I think it takes quite a bit to... That's a pulse bomb out, nice immortality field.
Well, you know, with this third point, I feel like you either do get kind of snowballed a little bit, or you tend to hold him for quite a while. I don't think there's really a whole lot in between.
The Ash has been picked off, and that's a window out. If you can get this Lucio, that would pick out the beat, and they can take this fight.
Macken coming in though, he's fallen instantly after popping that Ram ult just to try live. Although I don't really think he needed to do it.
This was taken out 2 in the backline. The Mercy's gone.
Blizz living on 1 HP basically there though.
Right, they'll have the beat and the window for the final fight.
There's a huge pulse bomb.
That is very unfortunate.
And it's just easy little cleanup here now from Easy Crew.
But
no chance
really
that they can rest.
I really like the fight put out. from both teams. You know, like Bubble Up really pushed up, kept the momentum going, and then I think the little stabilization from Easy Crew was actually really decent, especially on that final point. Swap to the Ash for the Bob really helped, like canceling out that space created. I think the Tracer swap was actually really good as well. Like whenever they were losing the, fight in the front line, I think Diff was just in their back line, always picking 1 and 2 off. So it never, like, even when Bubble Up would win a fight, they would be down 1 or 2, which really, prevented any momentum from Bubble Up to be generated. I thought
Yeah.
the Tracer was a really good pick and a good swap.
Yeah, they started off on that May Reaper. They kind of realized that they needed to play a little bit further back for this Hog and this Bastion, and they really just found their stride once they got onto those picks that they just really needed to get to. This is the kind of game that we wanted to see a little bit more compared to that first map. We wanted to see a little bit of a pushback from Bubble Up, and they've shown us that here, that they can, they can potentially fight, even with a fill. They can fight with this Easy Crew roster, which is a very strong roster.
I suppose we aren't so different.
But will they be able to replicate anything here on the offense and push through this strong ram comp again with the Bastion? Bastion seems like a...
But if you notice, Boss has gone Ana. I think that's to counter the Hog.
Maybe.
To make it unable for the Hog to, use the heal, just the anti.
Yeah, it really did seem like the Hog was kind of
And
the main problem on that first fight. But that Bastion and the nade, yeah, there's just no way he's living that at all.
Quite unfortunate.
No, we've also got Bubble Up on an Ana as well, but we might potentially see... Well, they've swapped to that Doomfist. I was thinking they might try stick it and swap to maybe a Kiri comp just to counteract that nade a little bit, but gone to the Doomfist, which I don't really think is necessarily a good pick either. Boss not got that Brig there to help him live, but realistically that Sim and that Bastion, which they have just swapped from, isn't really gonna let that Doom do anything in the backline.
That is an unfortunate stagger.
Yeah, and this is just really what we expected to see this entire time from Easy Crew.
So what I like about Easy Crew is that they're taking, like, they know that they have the advantage right now, and they've got one person on cut, and they're taking so much space. And so if Bubble Up are able to group up and get back, I think the fight will be at like a corner that would still be disadvantageous to them, and so they'll have to give up space.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Bubble Up aren't able to break through anything here soon, they've got basically the entirety of second point just instantly capped. But they've managed to find Blizz early here.
Pick.
Are they actually going to push in with this though? Are they going to be able to do anything with this pick? Macken being forced to use that Nemesis though, it seems. Nothing really going on right now. It's just a bit of a stalemate. Macken falling low though. Wall comes out.
Both teams are waiting for ult right now.
A trade, but Macken falls. Again, it's just nothing's really going on other than the one pick comes out, and both teams just kind of seem to sit there a little bit. Nothing really going.
I think this is good for Bubble Up because, Easy Crew aren't really pushing up. They aren't really, they're not winning the fight, and if they're just taking time waiting for their tank.
The SOH and the Lucy are taking this
pick
fight though.
right now. I think it'd be pretty good for them. But like, I think Bubble Up just want to waste as much time as possible. And I think Easy Crew are waiting to get ultra. To really
Yeah, well, I mean, realistically, this second point isn't all that easy to hold, but Boss falls early in the backline, Bwit being traded out, and Bubble Up finding the rest of the team. Macken just alive now, should just die, and that's a nice fight win there for Bubble Up. Finding that pick on the Ana early, which is, what we were saying earlier, that there's not a whole lot of protection for this Ana. If this Doom can get in the backline, find him isolated, it should just be an easy pick every single time.
See, but my concern right now is the ult difference on both teams. I think if Bubble Up can get one pick off early, I think it could potentially be winnable, but it's gonna be very difficult with the Ram. But with the B,
Macken
Nano,
sleeping on the job here.
The barrel just got completely cancelled out. Oh, this is actually...
Ult after ult after ult coming out, though.
This might just be a first fight, actually.
It's hard, yeah, it's hard to actually tell who's winning this, but now it does just seem that Bubble Up have won. But Easy Crew trying to just get a bit of card progress here, trying to live. You know, it just seems to be this Doomfist.
Picks right now. Get a stagger off.
And he's managed to find
That's
X-Up.
actually huge. The ult might have been a bit unfortunate, but if he can live and get out, I'd take it any day.
Maybe he was just trying to stay alive there, making sure that he didn't get traded out for that Lucio, as the Lucio's going to be back a lot quicker than he is.
True. Right, but the Easy Crew have Nano and Overclock to play with, which is two ults that can really turn a fight immediately.
Yeah, and even if they don't quite manage to win with those two ults, they've still
That's
got...
another pick off early.
Again, Nano comes out though from boss, but Fenrir managed to find Malcolm. Blizz and Diff though, clutching up a little bit. Just boss and Diff left alive. Boss falling really low, using that nade offensively, doesn't quite find anyone, falls. And that's another nice fight win. But Easy Crew taking this fight early because they know there's only a couple of them left onto point. But
I think Bubble are fine with this as well, because you know if they have to group up, their team has to also group up. They also are close to the male, and they might get a Doom ult again. Diff is probably looking for like a really good pulse to get off, especially on the Ana.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't really seem like Easy Crew have been able to do anything for these past 2-3 fights, you know. They've just kind of been stuck here, but the male coming out from Dixie early finds Macken. He's going to fall again. A nice early fight win with only, you know, they've only used one ult there to win that entire fight, but Blizz and Dift Blizz might be able to clutch this up here, but it does look like he's just going to back out as he's fallen low.
Yeah, but they've done enough that it's at a point where it's a bit difficult. If like Easy Crew come back with the speed from the Lucio, they might build up a beat again, might build up a ram ult, but they have to walk through a dragon and the dragon gets
and
Tiana.
Boss falling. It's just again, you know, was anyone really expecting to see this from the side of Bubble Up? You know, holding Easy Crew on this second point. Are they even going to be able to get a touch here last second?
I think the Lucio might get a touch, but
Exile managed to just touch last second, but is he going to be able to live long enough? He's so close to that beat, which is unfortunate as well, as he might not even be able to use it. But Blizz again falling, everyone just falling one by one, and that does now seem like Bubble Up have taken map 2 away from Easy Crew, which again, I don't think anyone was really expecting to see here. And it was just that defense was so dominant as after that first point.
Yeah, I feel like they locked in, they made a couple of swaps, and they were like, you know what, this is what we're gonna have to run. They played their comp to a T. Like there were so many Ana nades and Doom slams happening at the same time that they would be able to take a pick off like first point, second point. The Hanzo Dragon was really good as well. I think it was quite like a ult difference from Bubble Up, and they played their comp to a T. Yeah,
well, I mean, you know, Easy Crew wasn't able to break through on that second point there. You know, 6-7 fights in a row where they just nothing was going on, just kept getting picked early every single fight.
Yeah,
couldn't find anything.
There was like at least 6-7 fights where someone was getting picked off first on the Easy Crew side.
Right, well, anyway, we're going to go again to a short break, so don't go anywhere. Back soon. Welcome back, Kaizen. We've just come back from an upsetting loss for Easy Crew. Bubble Up managed to come back from that upsetting loss on the first point, but will they be able to recreate that here on circuit?
I hope so. I'd love to see 5 maps on this game. I feel like Bubble Up really played that last map really well, and I think Easy Crew, I thought I see map 1, I thought it wouldn't be as close as it was, and I think Bubble Up really, came out punching.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got the bans in as well from both teams. From the side of Easy Crew, we've got the Mercy and the SOH. I was kind of maybe expecting, although we are on circuit, to potentially see the Doomfist ban, just so they can keep that away, because Dive, it can still kind of, although it's not really preferred here on this circuit map, it can still kind of work if you play it right. And from the side of Bubble Up, no surprise here, we've got the Ramatra ban, as Macken, he's really been making a difference here on that Ram these past 2 maps. And the Lucio as well. I don't think that Bubble Up have a Lucio player, so whenever they can, they're just trying to make it an even playing field with both teams only having that Juno up there to have a speed.
Hello there. You.
I like both the Sig picks though. I think I really like a little Sig, because I'm tired of seeing Ramatra every single map.
Yeah,
Even
well,
in
with
scrims in tier 2.
with this Ram band, it does seem like Sig's kind of really that main option that anyone's going to pick here on circuit.
Yeah, Diff playing the Pharah here. I think it's good to get that like spam in that little room, so they can't really set up, and they kind of like take over that high ground pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with playing Pharah on circuit is that you tend to go up against these double hit scan comps, which, although Freya isn't technically a hit scan, it's always played by that hit scan player. So she can struggle to get a bit of, she has to be played really well to even find value on these kinds of maps. But, as I say that, managed to find a pick onto Azure, winning this fight, it seems. They've just all kind of backed up here, trying to play for this recontest. As I was saying, onto the Doomfist now. I don't know if he's got it just to get back in time, or if he's actually planning on playing this Doomfist here. But Dift, again, finding another pick. And this is really what we was expecting to see from Easy Crew here. Not really any kind of contest from Bubble Up. They've just blown through these first couple of fights. Nothing really going on.
Staggers coming out as well. Like these little picks, like keep adding an extra 5 seconds to the team fight. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, they might pick off the soldier. Yeah, Blitzking was a bit too far forward.
It is just getting a bit too cocky here.
I think he was actually trying to set up for a visor. Like he was trying to, but he didn't realize that the Doomfist could see him, so he got picked off early.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bubble Up finally doing a little bit of something here, but it's weird, as we've said before, both teams have won maps on the opposite ping for their team. Easy Crew winning the first game on NA ping, Bubble Up winning the second game on EU ping, so maybe we'll see it again.
Ouch, sorry. Yeah, no, so that early pick onto the Doomfist kind of really sealed the fight for them, and then the visor, just to like extra confirm it, I think that's pretty good from Easy Crew. But I think at the 2 swaps on the DPS from Bubble Up, I think they went off the Ash.
I don't think I've seen this in quite a while. We've got 5.5 minutes coming into this third point. I don't remember the last time I've seen somebody cap so quickly on circuit.
Me neither. But I really like what Easy Crew are doing,
And it doesn't seem like Easy Crew are slowing down, yeah.
They're layering their ults as well, so they're making sure that they're not using too many ults for each fight, and they're making sure that if they use an ult, that it's confirming a fight, or if they get like a single dagger kill, making sure that, Bubba don't really get a fight off.
Yeah, well, I mean, Easy Crew they just keep finding early picks. They keep finding these staggers. They once every, I don't know, maybe 6-7 seconds, they're just finding a stagger Dift and Blizz just really cleaning up on these maps. I can't really see now Bubble Up even winning a fight here potentially. But saying that, Azure manages to find one pick onto Barflower, but Blizz answering back.
Oh, that window
with the window. They might just win based on that window pressure, but Dixie finding Dift. Blizz trading out with Redacted. Just him alive here. Is he going to be able to clutch this up? That would be crazy. But Bunny finding 2 right there at the end. And as I said, I just jinxed it. Saying Easy Crew might not lose, and they just instantly lose that fight there. Sorry about that.
Yep, Castic. No. So Easy Crew have used every single ult so far. They're going to get another Visor, and they still have Flux to play with. Hopefully Bunny can get a nice debuff, and that would cancel out the Flux. But yeah, no, Bubble Up. This is a fight to win for Bubble Up, and they get that stagger on the Soldier. With that pick on the Soldier.
They've managed to get an even better pick to answer with that Doomfist. No tank here. Neuer pushing early. Probably going to be looking for this Flux now. Yep. Not managed to find anyone, I don't think. Oh no, he did find Bunny. Never mind. And now it's just going to be ult after ult, trying to clutch this fight back up. But yeah, so many ults coming in from Easy Crew, not a single chance.
That was very unfortunate. If they picked off that Soldier and they didn't lose their tank, they could have probably won that because they had Nana to work with. They were really close to Castle with that High Noon, but just unfortunate for them that they cleared out their tank, and they just had ults to play with.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just another dominant win there from Easy Crew. You know, a bit of a mirror from map 1, kind of. Easy Crew only managing to find 1 fight loss there. You know, Bubble Up, they did have a couple times where I thought they might be able to win a fight, but Easy Crew the team just seems to be playing so much more together, so much better. They're not letting themselves get picked off early, other than that one time where Blizz just managed to fall early to an unlucky Torbjorn headshot. They've just overall been the better team here. Like, there's not even a question.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Dift and Blizz just being assassins.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've seen Diff play Faria and Soldier from Blizz King, and I think the synergy's there, because I believe that Darb, Bar, Diff, Blizz also play on Thekla, and they really like playing this comp on circuit. I think that's really like helped them out. You know, hence the 3-minute cap on the time.
You know, it just kind of, you know, although they did manage to win that last map, it just kind of shows the difference it makes having a team that you're used to playing with compared to a team where you have to, you know, especially in these playoffs where you have to have a fill.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I do like the Orisa pick there. I think playing the Orisa allows them to, you know, like walk slightly forward, the Juno as well, so they can Juno ring, you know, really like walk onto people. Still an issue. Still got an issue with the Pharah though, and Nora is able to pick out the Mei, and there goes Azure. We're about to say greetings to the spawn room now.
And again, just Easy Crew. You know, although that fight was a little bit more drawn out than what we've seen before, it was just, again, nothing really going on for the side of Bubble Up. I like this angle, though, from Dipped here, just getting that early poke into that spawn room. Both teams, though, not really coming up onto any ults yet. It's just going to be another fight of who can actually be the better team.
So we have a bit of a Pharah mirror as well. This will be nice to see. I think Easy Crew are like really holding this high ground pretty well, and that's why Bubble Up are, you know, running through this high ground trying to take over.
But Azure coming in strong, just pushing straight onto this Sigma, not being able to really do anything as he gets away, barely taking any damage here. But Blizz and Dift again, these two have just really, you know, the team's just kind of staying alive while they just let Blizz and Diff just do everything, really, it seems.
Yeah, no,
There's
I
only
think
really been
Liv and Diff are picking off angles and able to just, you know, let their team, the rest of the team, their tanks absorb up all the pressure and just, you know, shoot from afar, take off their picks, you know.
yeah. There's
I
only
think the
really
team
been. Oh yeah.
synergy and, you know, the understanding what each player needs to do, you can clearly see it on the easy crew.
Yeah, well, like what I was about to say, there's only really been like two, maybe three times where Blizz and Dift haven't got that first pick, those first two picks really, each of them getting one early on, just not letting Bubble Up really do anything. You know, they've only managed to really get to this first corner on circuit, which is tough to get past, but they just need to try find a first pick here. Coming up onto the Juno ult though, which realistically should just be an easy fight win, as it is just the button to win the fight, typically. But Diff managed to diff Redacted there with the barrage. And again, as I keep saying, Blizz and Diff just a dynamic duo here on this map.
Yeah, I think that's
Just
what the 6th, 7th time that the easy crew DPS have always picked off one person early.
yeah,
And they forced out Window and Arisol from that fight. And we have Winton in the game. I am Gab.
you know, we do have 3 ults coming up here for Bubble Up, but Easy Crew, they've got 4 ults ready in the bank. They only really need to win one more fight. Redacted falling super low early on in this fight as well, forced to back up. But a strong dive, but diffed. Again, finding Redacted first thing. Bubble Up just getting completely held here on this first point. Yeah, that Juno died there early with Orbital, so that. But Dixie manages to find Blizz with Bob, but Blizz does get the trade out there, and now it's just going to be ult after ult after ult. But doesn't seem like Easy Crew can really lose now.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that there was like a pick off every single fight pretty much on for Bubble Up's, you know, attack. One person was taken out before the fight, so they couldn't really set up. And if they did try set up, they would, you know, someone would, you know, die. But I do see Grin has come online, and Grin is one of Bubble Up's star players, so we might see something change. I think Grin is like a really good DPS player in T2. He won Kaizen last season with Bless Vanguard, so you know this game might get a bit closer. We might actually be going to map 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you were saying there, Bubble Up just never really seemed to get a fight going. They maybe had one fight where they didn't get picked off just before they could even engage. But as you say, there might be a couple changes coming in here. See if we can take this to a map 5, but from the way that map went, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But don't go anywhere and stay tuned to see if that happens. Welcome back, Kaizen, to potentially what might be the last map of this series. We've got a couple changes here from the side of Bubble Up. We've got Grin here, which is, you know, they've finally got rid of their fill, brought in their actual tank player, which could make a huge difference, as Grin is also one of the best tank players in this tier 2 console. So we'll see if anything can change there.
Yeah, maybe we get a hero moment out of Grin, you know? Bubble Up savior.
But again, you know, Bubble Up have only won, the one map they won was an EU map, and the only map that Easy Crew have won have been NA maps. So again, we could see this being a map 5 if the theme continues here. But let's get on to the bans from this 4th map. From the side of Bubble Up, we got Soldier and Baptiste. You know, Blizz just really has been putting in the work on that Soldier. He's just always finding that first pick, it seems. You know, they haven't quite target banned Diff this time, as he was also his partner in crime there, getting those first picks. But we've got Diva and Tracer from Easy Crew. You know, they haven't played Diva yet, but Easy Crew, knowing that Grin's coming in, they've probably tried to target ban him, keep him off his best hero, potentially, for this map.
So the main difference between the two teams is that the backlines are quite, like, played differently, you know? There's the Ana for the nade, but you have Lucio more, so like you can speed in, you know, and you can fade out the nade.
Yeah, well, Easy Crew did manage to find a pick early there, but, you know, with Bubble Up on this Mercy, they've managed to just kind of cancel that out. But again, Bunny just taken out instantly. Diff traded out, but Neuer finding Brit. And again, it's just trade after trade after trade. But, and it's just a cast 1v1 now on point. Blizz manages to win it though.
Yeah, the swap off the Reaper, Blizz not taking a Reaper duel, it's something I would have never imagined.
Maybe he just kind of realized that they need that hit scan pressure on this map here. A bit more range. You know, having that Reaper venture backline, it's very, very greedy getting in that backline, but it can also be punished really easily if just one mistake's made.
I also like the swap off the Ana, because the Ana was really, you know, easily like targeted by the venture and easily picked off, and the Juno allows the speed in, and they've used the speed ring and they've got the Moira.
Dixie already with the high noon though.
That's actually a really nice fight taken by that's a really nice fight taken out by Bubble Up, and they didn't even lose a single player. So now they'll have a better hold. They should be able to, you know, push out past like around 30ish meters, maybe 20. Before,
yeah, well, I mean,
Easy Crew can come in, and Easy Crew have swapped off the Ram onto Orisa to match Grin.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, these push maps do tend to kind of go in the direction of just one team winning one fight, and then no team can, you know, teams will they'll either win completely in about 2 minutes, or it'll just be a complete 10-minute back and forth, no one really seeming to take the lead at all. But it does seem like this fight, as we said before, it's just back and forth, trade after trade. It does seem to be the theme for most of these games that we've seen. But Bubble Up managing to find that fight win once again.
So Grin used the Orisa ult to get off the Lucio, so they were down a support that whole fight, and therefore they weren't able to use beat. And then the pick that they got on the Reaper, the Mercy was able to res that, and so it gave them like a slight advantage. And now again, they picked up the Lucio early. They've traded out Lucio for Mercy. We'll see what happens now.
Yeah, well, it did seem like Easy Crew did take that fight kind of early, a little bit earlier than they may have wanted to, just because they didn't want to quite let Bubble Up take the lead. But unfortunately, they have taken it down like exactly 1 meter. But Easy Crew are just going to take it straight back, it seems. But
Easy Crew are going to pull up with 5 ults. I think Bubble Up if a good Reaper ult happens or a good orbital, then they could probably maybe, you know, hold it down, prevent them from getting forward spawn. But it would be quite difficult to win this fight.
Well, yeah, Easy Crew have got this nice high ground position here. But Fenrir going to solo Blizz, but Blizz just outplayed there. Bar finding 3 with that coalescence though. Nice fight. That was a really nice fight from from Easy Crew, but they did have to use 3 ults just to get it.
Yeah, that's what I noticed as well. They used 3 for that one repo. If they didn't even use the repo, then that would have been 3 ults for nothing. It would have been quite an easy fight win for Bobo. But even now, they can still win it with a castle to zone out everybody.
Yeah, and Dixie using his second castle here. Blizz answering straight back. Beat comes out.
Oh, they traded the Juno for the Orisa?
But that's a huge pick on the Juno, however, as she does still have that orbital in her back pocket, but Easy Crew, Diff manages to find, I believe he found 3, maybe 4 picks in that fight. Easy Crew taking a nice big lead here. Probably going to be about 50 meters. But they are down 3, but they have come back. We've got to swap onto the Zarya here from Grin, but he's fallen low already. Forced to use both bubbles early. Answered with the Juno, and again, Juno is really just a situation of click one button, win the fight. And that's exactly what's happened there.
I think that Mercio, I think the issue with the comp bubble ups running is that it's a bit difficult to, you know, try and sustain and try and live. So maybe Grin has gone Zarya to, you know, maybe use the bubble, try and live a little longer, you know, so like the Mercy can heal him up, the Juno torpedoes can get in, yeah?
Yeah, Diff really controlling this high ground well, almost falls to the Reaper, but does manage to just live with the help of his Lucio there. Grin though finding 2 again first in this fight. Diff manages to answer, but Fenrir cleaning up. And the Lucio's just going to hopefully be able to get out here with his life.
So now, Bubble are going to be down 1 this fight, because the Mercy's going to take quite a while to get here. Maybe not actually, because...
Yeah, well, considering they're down their Mercy, they haven't really decided to take a whole lot of space. They've decided to play more on this cart. Ventral comes out from Diff. Is he going to be... It's the only ult from the side of Easy Crew, though. I don't know if that was necessarily a great idea. Grab comes out, finding Neuer, who's also decided to swap onto that Zarya. I don't know if they did that last fight or this fight.
Diff is picking up 2 or 3 on this fight himself.
They've also used the coalescence here from Easy Crew.
And that Mercy res. Oh, they actually might turn this fight around. The Mercy res was actually helped Grin actually live there.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell who was going to win that fight for most of it there, as it just kept going back and forth with 1 pick. Neuer falling extremely low early, forces the beat, which is huge.
And that high noon beat is probably going to help them win that fight. And they prevented them taking the lead.
Liz finding 2 there with a nice high noon to zone them out, force them away from that Zarya, keeping them alive. They have...
Oh, and that's a bit of a stagger, but they're not
left
pushing
cart,
so
though.
It shouldn't be too bad. They might still have forward spawn by the time Grin respawns. Yep, Grin got forward spawn.
Does just about get it.
Grin
If they didn't get off that point, though, that could have been a nice little early fight they could have taken there, giving themselves time to set up a little bit, but they're about to... They haven't even decided to get a forward spawn for themselves yet, though, which again could be unfortunate. Even now because of that res. But Barth finding... Grab comes out from Neuer, finding 1, and that does seem like Easy Crew are just going to win this once again. You know, Easy Crew do still have that lead, though.
They do have the lead, but I think if Diff gets a really good Ventral, like picks off 1 early, and preferably the Mercy so she can't res someone else, they could, you know, keep pushing the lead, because Bubble Up have the ults to actually win this fight. Again, hopefully they don't have to use too many.
grab High Noon, but manages to find that Juno, who does have her ult ready, but it does just get res. You know, Mercy, a hero that you don't typically see played much in these tournament style games, because you can't really find a whole lot of value in these team comps. But it
Maybe
does
that's
seem
why
like
the
Bubble Up
Tracer was
are.
banned.
Yeah, it does seem like Bubble Up are trying. They are making the best of it. They are finding a lot of value with these. You know, although Easy Crew are getting the first pick 90% of the time, it's just getting rezzed instantly with zero pressure.
I think it's gonna be a bit difficult of a fight for Bubble Up because you know they're playing into Troll, they can play into High Noon, into
Juno comes out, but Blizz manages to find Fenrir. Traded back with Neuer.
for Ben.
High Noon comes out though.
And
Turning
this
everyone
might-
away, and that's a huge boot, forcing the Zarya into the High Noon.
And Diff was able to go in the backline, pick off the Cass, and Mercy ulted for that as well. So
And a nice
quite
stagger there
unfortunate.
onto the Mercy. Are they going to decide to leave point, or are they going to
I think
keep
they might push
pushing
it
it?
to forward spawn and then stop pushing.
No,
maybe.
they're still going. They're still. Oh, they left it there. Bubble Up does manage to
Reaper
get a
gets
touch,
picked off
but
immediately, but they pick off.
Blizz going.
That's a
Beat
two-man
comes out.
beat.
Yeah, this does just seem like Easy Crew can't really lose this fight now, as there's no ults from either side anymore. It almost has that bench ult, but it's not going to matter. Easy Crew winning and taking this series 3-1.
It was a good game. I think Bubble Up put a really nice fight this last point as well. Like it was really close. There was a point where Bubble Up was about to take the lead again, but there was like a really nice Cass and the alt combos from the Zara and the Cass.
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole game does just kind of seem like it has been a little bit of a DPS diff the entire time, and you can see you might have just missed it. You could have seen the boot kill there for that High Noon, but like I said, it did just seem like these teams weren't necessarily, you know, they were just losing on that first pick from those DPS. There wasn't really a whole lot that Bubble Up could have done, but anyway, I believe that we're doing some interviews now for the MVPs for both teams. So, although we're going for a short break, stay if you want to listen to these interviews. All right, welcome back, Kaizen. We've got some interviews here, and we've got Bwit from the side of Bubble Up here for a little interview. So, you know, coming into this game, you were the side that was kind of maybe favoured a little bit to lose. How was your team's thought process coming into this game?
I think, we really just wanted to take a map off. This is one of the top seed, like the top seed in console T2. So we really just wanted to play our best and kind of show people what we're made of. We really fought our way to be in playoffs. So just to do our best, do what we came here to do, and show people what we're made of.
Yeah, and a little bit of a follow up onto that. Did you guys, in these coming weeks, did you do any preparation necessarily for this team, or were you just kind of going scrims normally, or were you specifically trying to prep for this one team?
I think we tried to keep in mind what we were coming into. I think we struggle a lot on pangs, which was kind of funny because today we were winning games on our off pang and losing games on our pang. So we were really trying to focus on keeping our mentality up when switching pangs, and then also trying to play like higher teams that would give us a lot more of a diverse, because we kind of went into this blind. Didn't do
Yeah.
any scouting whatsoever.
But yeah, well, given all that, I think you guys did pretty well for considering these guys were the first seed.
Mhm.
Right.
I
Bagel?
wanted to ask, what was the thought process of the Mercy pick? Because I think it really paid dividends because you were able to get off like 6, 7 reses, like just off that last map. So whose idea was it to go Mercy?
So we we really don't run Mercy a whole lot, but for King's Row, I threw out the idea to run the Mercy, just because I feel like with the compo we were running, a Mercy would have done really well, and because we did so well on the Mercy on King's Row, we're like, why don't we try it again and um, really switch up what we play, and it kind of worked out for us in the end. We were doing pretty well. I was able to get some pretty clean reses off on Esperanza. So
Yeah, no, it was something that I didn't really expect, and it really did pay off for you guys. And so you guys are in the lower brackets now. So any preparations for that? Like next game's like a must win for you guys. How are you feeling about that? How's the team's morale for that?
I think it's a lot of just we're gonna get out of this what we put into it, and so we're gonna work on scrimming, building up that communication, and making sure that we were doing really well in the normal season. We want to continue to show that in this playoffs weeks and just keep morale up. I know we get kind of boomed if we lose pretty badly, so just working towards doing the best that we can.
Hmm. Well, I do wish you all good luck for that.
Thank you so much. And I'm so excited for Easy Crew. They've been an awesome team to work with. So, I mean, if anyone was going into semifinals, I'm really glad it's them.
And that's what
All
we
right.
love to hear.
Well, we're not going to take up any more of your time. You're free to leave.
Well, thank you guys for casting. I'm sure you guys did wonderful. And thank you guys for these interviews.
No worries. I'm telling
Right.
you right now, we did awful. Me especially.
It's
So don't
okay.
get your
I'll
hopes up
watch it
too
back.
high.
I'll watch it back and nitpick. No, I'm kidding.
No, there's about like 6, 7 like times I messed up.
Yeah,
Oh,
at
don't
least
say that
6, 7
around
times.
this. Oh, no.
Anyways, good luck.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, welcome back, Kaizen. We're now joined by Dift from the side of Easy Crew. So, so obviously you guys won this game. Were you coming in expecting as like you dropped a map? I believe you've only dropped maybe 1 or 2 maps all season. Were you expecting to come in here and drop one, or were you thinking it's going to be just a clean 3-0 easy sweep?
Personally, I was not expecting a 3-0 because Bubble Up were definitely considered our rivals. Like if we were top one, they would be top two. They were definitely like close on terms of skill and play style. So I was
Okay,
not expecting a 3-0.
so are you so would you you consider Bubble Up to be your biggest like contender in this league, or is there
Currently,
anyone
yes.
else that you kind of wish to play in the finals maybe?
Currently, yes, but I heard hype about Hypnos winning, and I guess we'll have to see.
All right.
So I wanted to know what the plan was for today. You had I know Mackin was about to go for his tier 3 game, but he stayed. So what was the plan? Like, what was your like going into it? How were you feeling
I think we
about
were just
running comps
gonna
and stuff?
We're usually just doing the usual comp, like, Ram, Soldier, Venture. That's usually our best comp. Going in, Brawl. It usually works, and it did work on the first game.
I saw you didn't play Tracer today when well, like you only played it on Kings Row and you were able to like take off picks during your defense. So how come you didn't play on the other maps as often? Or are you more
Well,
comfortable on Venture?
well, it depends on the map. On Circuit, I usually go Farah because she's, for me, the best character on Circuit when I play.
Hmm.
And in the other maps, usually in Brawl-oriented maps, I just go for Venture.
Well, I wish you luck in the semis now. Who are you looking forward to play in the semis? And who do you want to see in the finals against you guys if you do end up winning the semis?
Semis, I'm looking forward to Hypnos. I gotta fight them again. And in the finals, we definitely have to run the rematch against Bubble Up. Because to be fair, they did have a tank ringer at the beginning. They had a full team from the start. I think it would have been much, much closer. So I guess we'll have to see at the finals.
Well, I wish you and Easy Crew good luck.
Thanks. See you.
All right. Well, that's been everything from Kaizen today. Hopefully, we'll see you all in the next stream.